Hello, everyone. My name is Chaz, and welcome to the What If Deku Had Charmcaster as a Girlfriend? So, in this video, it's like a same drill, but I know that Charmcaster is human that has magical powers or whatever that. So, yeah. So, so in this What If, I'm kind of changing her character to being all caregiving, like lovable thing, instead of just absolute crazy town. Um, so yeah, she is like teleported from Ben 10 universe to this or transfers. So yeah, so and don't worry about her grandfather thing. It's just her. So so yeah, let's start with Zuko, and Zumi. Of course, I threw Zumi in there to keep it a little bit more interesting. So, when all three of them were born, exact same time. Basically, and for confusion thing, she had like a family that did not care about her because she didn't have a quirk. She had a magical powers. So she got sent to the orphanage. Men, that's okay. So Zuko was basically got the same treatment, but funny enough, Zuko isn't the only one that's he had like magical powers and the he can know stuff by just thinking about it. So basically he has the imagination as his power. But he still got sent to the orphanage because his sister has fire manipulation quirk, and like, all right. So when they were just like kids, he kind of saw each other, and man, or when Charmcaster saw Zuko, the it, her own life, or she wanted was Zuko Midoriya. So yeah, so so when they got older, he like got out of the orphanage and into the apartment as yeah. So yeah, they were living in the same apartment but two different bedrooms. As every time they do like the class together, she always thinks of him all the time. And as one day the villain was gonna like go into the school. Huh? But Zuko, was like, well, I had a quirk of the, or he does the same thing. Or he actually something clicked in his brain, and 5 seconds later he turns into, or not like turns into charmcaster, but using like magical power, and he teleported the villain away. Yeah. As she thought that was awesome that someone that used magic. Magic. So when they got to their apartment, and and at first they they, they of course she walks, or so she talks to him through the entire series of it. And so he decides, hey, how about me and him date? That's what he that's what she's thinking in her head. Sorry. So, yeah. So as sometimes Zuko looks over, because sometimes he wonders that if she's has like something. So now they are at 15. 15. Or sorry. So or during all that time when they were at the apartment thing, the they of course she finally asked him out to go on a date with her. So yeah. So she's basically the same age as Zuko, so no like oldest people in the world dating somebody that's super young. So yeah. And who else is in love with Zuko? None other than Toga. Because both of them are trying to get, yeah, dating him. So, then charmcaster or actually when one day charmcaster was with Toga to go shopping. So yeah, for like school stuff. So then Toga says sure. As yeah. And plus Zuko actually did something for her. He used his magical powers to erase the fit permanently from Toga's quirk. So basically, she has full control of herself. So no, like, I'm gonna go insane. Ah! Kind. So yeah. Between Charmcaster and Toga, or actually Charmcaster is, or actually Toga was like, huh, are you both hating, or what's up about Zuko? You both dating each other's? As she says, yes, it is. I'm gonna look at him, my heart starts thumping. So what? As, well, yeah. So that's what she does. So, yeah, so Zuko was cleaned up more times than anyone. And so now they go to UA, all three of them. Of course, Toga was living with Zuko, who, because her parents are arguing at each other's about something. So yeah. So Zuko has Charmcaster living at his apartment. He has Toga living in the apartment. And he was. So, yeah. So he goes. So they go to UA. They did a written part. And all three of them. Zuko got. Or his speed was so fast that even they swore that the paper was gonna catch on fire. He, like, he moves way faster than Momo or anyone. As he was, like, done. As he, like, Oh, crud, I forgot to do her ear. That's okay. So, yeah, I just realized that. So don't worry about it. So, yeah. Yeah. So she was like, huh. As she wrote really fast too. And Toga does the same thing as they battled against 1-pointers, 2-pointers, 3-pointers. Of course, Zuko Rennie as like Inko, or not Inko. Zuko says to Charmcaster and Toga as they're like, yep, Big Bang, as she's as they start destroying the entire like robots, like 1, 2, 3, left and right. Like literally, they had enough power to do as Toga's taking out like 3s and 2s and 1s. Same thing. So as some of them says, save some. As he says, huh. As he points to, I'm leaving those like 3-pointers and 2-pointers for you, and 1-pointers over there. And between Charmcaster and Zuko, they got only like they broke the world record. So both of them are wielders, like holders of it. So yeah. And plus Toga too, I forgot. So yeah. So Toga is like as all or of course Zuko knows that Charmcaster and Toga were talking about him because he used his power. But Zuko was like, okay. As, yeah. But when the 0-pointer came, Zuko says, how about we run the other way? Because this one's no good for. Huh. Yeah, that's true. As Toga agrees too. Yeah. As the Zuko saw Ochako, he used a magical power to lift the boulders off and picked her up. And after he set her down, like he gets whacked in the head. As he it was the as like Charmcaster and Toga were mad at that 0-pointer as they use like the knives and magic. Yeah. And yeah. As he and he looked like a cartoon character. As she knows that he's still alive under there. As he gets up, yeah. So she's all worried about him more than anyone. So yeah. So now I'm skipping the he throw a ball thing and the heroes versus villains. Just now in the at USJ. And I forgot to mention, All for One had more interested in Zuko than anyone else. So, yeah. So he asked Kirigiri to, if he sees Zuko, teleport him to All for One. Because Zuko has a ability to use his imagination to warp reality. Yeah, so Azumi was with them, like went with, as she knows that it's been a long time, so he actually, because when he last night when he went to bed, he dreamt of a fortune, like house, or like a fortune of money. And when Zuko, or next morning when Zuko got up, um, 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 before like Charmcaster and Toga, he goes over to grab something to like drink. As he walks over to grab a newspaper thing, and he sees a buttload of cash that are $100 bills. Like, adding it all up, as he says, okay. As it was poofed out of thin air, so as Zuko was like, okay. As he rubs his eyes, as he hadn't enough money to buy a house or a mansion. So, yeah, he had, like, so yeah. So he took it to a bank and deposit into his own account thing, as yeah, so Zuko was just so the charmcaster tells or no or actually Zuko told charmcaster about it. So yeah, so now moving along as everyone's or actually only person that really knew that Zuko had a ability instead because abilities are way too high superior to quirks, so was none other than uh let's say human Pikachu. Or no, Tenya. So he looks over and says, huh. Or actually Eraserhead knows as he tells himself as when they got to there they get ambushed by the villains and Zuko as they're like this can't be happening as Zuko is going into a like crisis, like he's itching his head as he closed his eyes as a giant monster that just looks almost the same size as the Nomu, but looks like it had like ability, like quirks from as he's using all of his abilities. As Toga and Charmcaster couldn't believe that he just summoned a creature that's from his depth of his own mind. As the creature was attacking all the villains and crushed Nomu's brain and all that. Sorry about that. My yun. So then Shra or Kirigiri, I'll just use this. So Kirigiri, right? Or actually, this is the monster that he created from his own mind. As everyone's terrified. As yeah. As Charmcaster knows that Zuko was. So she runs up to him and, like, things are gonna be okay. As Toga does the same thing. So, yeah. As Shirahaki or Kirigiri warps Charmcaster and the Toga away from Zuko to teleport him, just him, to All for One. As Bakugo when it actually knew what Zuko was capable of, as he starts as he knows what Zuko was, what his ability was, as he actually told known Mr. Ozawa that the Zuko had the ability to bend reality, or actually he was gonna walk out as automatic gates, but it didn't stop Bakugo. As Momo says, "What's wrong with you, by the way?" As Bakugo says, "Well, if they have Zuko, we must find him. Because his ability is imagination thing. So he's the only person that can bend reality to his will. Basically, he could, if he doesn't want something, or if he doesn't like something, he teleports it away by clapping his hands together. Imagine if you didn't like, or just imagine your quirk, or imagine you like having that power and you didn't like something that you got rid of it instant. Sorry about that. My mom came in, and so I'm gonna says that. As now we transfer to where Zuko is at. So Zuko meets face to face against a symbol of evil, all for one. So yeah, Zuko, so all for one says, "You're powerful, Zuko. You didn't need a quirk. You already have one that is powerful enough. The ability to bend reality to your imagination. It's unbearable." As Zuko was like confused, as plus, now let's get ready to fight. But first, may I ask you, how does it feel to have this much power at your disposal? And of course, Zuko says, "Well, it's not pleasant." As All for One says, "Huh. Well," he asked Zuko politely to turn him into a prime All for One. So Zuko did, just for a heck of it, as now we were ready to fight. As they start fighting, as all the villains came in, but Zuko just took care of them, they weren't just low tier villains. And so, All For One came in with a haymaker, but Zuko just flicked it off like it was nothing. As he used like the same moves as like Charmcaster does. Yeah. Zuko was basically, as his words were, I do not like you. So, as All For One's body got decaying or deteriorating, yeah. So, All For One died, and only his helmet was remaining, as he used his power to teleport back to his friends. And of course, All Might shows up, and Zuko gave All Might the helmet of All For One. So, and I am skipping the sports festival and the internships and Camp Park. And the raid went pretty swimmingly. So, sorry about that. So, yeah. So, they finally mustered up. Of course, Toga mustered up to Zuko. And, of course, Charmcaster and Toga knows that, or actually, Charmcaster knows that that Zuko would have to choose one of them. As to their surprise, Zuko says, I don't mind going on a double date with you. Both of you. As Toga and they both like, yeah, as she knows that he's being super serious about it. As so they got married after school thing. All three of them not married to each other. And Charmcaster had a daughter, Hutter. And Toga had a son. And as yeah. Think about that. And of course they are pro heroes. So yeah. An overhaul fight thing, I'm skipping it. So yeah. So catch you guys and girls laters.